Hello! It's been a minute. I've been sick for the last 3 weeks with 3 different things, including strep, a stomach virus, and the flu after, you know, my son open coughs into my mouth 3 times. Having children is great, but you get sick more than you used to. And so I've been putting out these videos because I've been trying to take care of myself while also, you know, second to last semester of school. I watched most of these games, but I didn't watch all of them, and we'll get to that. But absolutely losing your freaking mind! Just for funsies. This is the season! Excellent asset management. No. What? So many injuries. Jack Eichel? Better late than never?
Better late than never.
Went down to Vegas to help my grandparents move, and I went to the game against the St. Louis Blues. But before we dive on into the last 8, I don't know why I checked my wrist. As of tonight, 8 games, I just want to say happy Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Cyber Monday and getting into the Christmas spirit, nighttime. Yeah, so I went to the game against St. Louis and that was fun. Let's go! I'm currently alone and that's okay. I'm sure I got here super early. And I had a good time. Not the greatest of times because we didn't win. We lost 3-2. Phil Kessel scored a goal. Honestly, Vegas kept with it right up until the very end, but it was not enough. Brendan Saad scored. He's a night slayer. He continues to score against us in a lot of the games that he plays against us. Riley Smith with a short-handed goal. that was fun to watch live, and it was weird because I went by myself. My seats were from this, and it was crazy because when that goal was scored, I instantly became best friends with everyone around me, high-fiving, you know, chest bumping, and the guy next to me was a Washington Capitals fan, and that was fun. And then there was like a row of Blues fans right in front of me, which happens because at the end of the game, you hear them scream and shout, let it all out.
Of course we lose. I guess my wife is the lucky one here in the Fortress. Still undefeated with her here, not with me anymore. That's unfortunate.
A fun experience despite the loss, and this is one of my favorite Blues jerseys of all time. It's Petro on it. Phil Kessel scored a goal. I'm waiting for my hot dog to heat up. I'm gonna be eating 2 in this video. That sounds wonderful at midnight. Barbashev and O'Reilly, we lost the lead in the span of 40 seconds, and Hill had been playing phenomenally, and we lost it in 40 seconds, and then that third period we kept pushing and couldn't get it going, and that was that. But a fun game nonetheless. Next, I should put a jersey on. Played against San Jose, and for game 17. And this is the one I didn't watch. Kind of glad I didn't because San Jose won 5-2, which is a very misleading score because they were not leading at all until about 3.5 minutes left to go in the game. Eichel opens up the scoring with 4 seconds left in the first period, and then Kunin follows up in the second period with a tally of his own to tie the game at 1-1. Jonathan Marchessault off the rush gets one to cut us up by 1, but then the Sharks respond in the third period, which normally is our best period, wasn't so this evening. Matt Nieto, like a minute in, and that's not what you want. What also you don't want is a power play goal from the Sharks at all ever, but especially when you're only a tied game. Timo Meier with less than 3 minutes left, and then they get 2 empty net goals, Couture and Ferraro, to make it 5-2, and that hurt. Although, serious hats off to Erik Karlsson for the season he's having. Resurgence, great, good for him. After San Jose, we played against the Arizona Coyotes. And this marks Phil Kessel's 1,000th consecutive game against his former team. That was like written in the stars that he would get his 400th goal on the game where he breaks the record, which should have been the one he ties the record with. But then he hits the 1,000 mark against his former team. That's great. That's great. This entire game, I'm just hoping he gets a point, and we start off with the first period at zeros, and then Alex Pietrangelo gets a power play goal in the second period, and that was fun. One down. This is from the St. Louis game. I don't know how I'm gonna eat two in this video. Carrier nets one, just attacking the net, and that's not gonna be the last time you hear this in this video. Mark Stone forgets that he's a hockey player and plays baseball for a minute and bats the puck out of the air into the net off of a shot from Petro that gets blocked up into the air from, I think it was the goaltender Vermelka. Clayton Keller gets one because, of course, it's not gonna be a shutout for Logan Thompson, who's in net this time. And then to end it off, there was like a minute and a half left, and Marchessault attacks the puck, sends it back to Riley Smith, who slams it past Vermelka to make it 4-1 Vegas. We win. We won. Yay! Then we go off to play against Edmonton. This game was back and forth the whole time, and we played decently. First period, Warren Fogle gets one for Edmonton. Keegan Kolzar deflects one from Shea Theodore to make it 1-1 going into the second. Mark Stone gets one for Vegas, and then Leon Draisaitl responds, tied game 2-2 going into the third. Zach Hyman, like that, to start the third period, gets one, and there was nothing that Hill could have done in that one. The first two, you kind of wish that he would not have done, could have done a little bit more, but this one, there was nothing he could have done. Luckily, Stone ties it up late to make it 3-3 to go into overtime. And by late, I mean with 8.5 minutes left to go in the third. It felt late, man. This game, it just went by really, really quick. And facing off against McDavid and company was, I don't know how they're doing as badly as they are this season. But then, if you give Connor McDavid the space that you give him in overtime, of course he's gonna score that. It was just not great defensive effort in overtime, which it's 3-on-3, it's kind of a crapshoot. And when you have 3-on-3 against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, Zach Hyman, the weapons that they have, it's gonna be hard. And
That's what she said.
Okay, it's gonna be very, very difficult to get anywhere, no matter who you have on your team, because Connor McDavid is Connor McDavid. And he nets the overtime winner for Edmonton, and it's the first time this season because it's lost in overtime, and there hasn't been a game that goes to the shootout. So then we go on to play Vancouver. Oh no. Oh, that's not what you want. I forgot to turn the flamingo off. Dang it. I may or may not have sold my Vancouver jersey because jerseys are expensive, I need more money, and I know that I'm going to get a Vancouver jersey eventually again because I lived in Vancouver for a couple of years. And this game, man, well, this first one, because this is not the second one, the most recent one, which we'll get to. Kuzmenko, who has been a breath of fresh air for Vancouver, I swear, every time I hear about them, from the times that I do hear about them and try to see what's going on, Kuzmenko has been fantastic. And that sucks because the number that I wanted to get for a personalized jersey from Vancouver was 96, but I'll get over it. A couple of minutes later in the second, Mark Stone answers with a deflection of his own. A little tip-in, because, I mean, before I get further, Vancouver had a goal that was called off because it was offsides in the first period. And so there's that. Eichel gets another immediate assist. He got one on the Stone goal. Carrier kind of gets it off his leg and goes in, so Carrier gets the goal, which there's Carrier again. Goals in back-to-back games. That's really, really cool. Eichel, doing his magic, making it work, and then Vancouver starts the third, and Vegas, I have no idea where they went because Vancouver scores 3 goals in, what was it? 6 minutes? It was 3 goals in less than 5 minutes, but 6 minutes into the period. Horvat, their captain, Luke Schenn, and Elias Pettersson, however he pronounces it. And the Luke Schenn was because he's great. So that makes it 4-2 Vancouver. But guess who gets us back on the board? Will Carrier, who for the first time in his career gets 2 goals in a single game, and that was great. We're on a Will Carrier hat trick watch? What? 4-3 Vancouver. This is 40 seconds after that Pettersson goal, and then a minute and a half later, Riley Smith gets one to make it tie game 4-4. It was more like 2 minutes later still. And then Mark Stone scores goal that is called off because it hit the camera and through the camera hole, which did like slow the puck down. But if you look at like an overview of the play, it looked like a Vegas Golden Knight was going to stop the puck anyway, by like getting it up against the boards, which is unpredictable. You never know what could have happened. But I think that Vegas would have scored this goal either way, but it's called back because it should have been called out of play. You can see the lens cap come across, and people play differently, you know, whatever, it is what it is. I accept that. And I hope that Vancouver accepts that Vegas made it 5-4 anyway with the Pietrangelo shot. Pietrangelo playing up and does a little backhand. Great, 5-4, and Vegas holds on to win. Oh yeah, hey, look, we won again. 5-4 against the Vancouver Canucks, who my team was gonna be, and then it wasn't because Vegas became a thing. Then we play against Ottawa Senators for the second time, and Mark Stone scores against his former team again, because that's what people do. They just score against their former teams, right? Power play goal, and then Josh Sanderson responds from the Senators to tie the game up right before the end of the first with the power play goal of Ottawa, and it's his first career NHL goal, which, you know, yeah, okay, hats off to you. But Vegas, Will Carrier scores a beautiful goal. He looked like Connor McDavid. He drove through 3 Ottawa Senators and is able to do this move while falling down to the ice, and he tips it up over the goaltender's shoulder and scores to give Vegas the 2-1 lead. And then, just as I'm thinking, wow, that was a beautiful goal, William Karlsson becomes 2017-18 William Karlsson, and he pulls up with the puck, spins around, and just flings it, no-look backhanded shot perfectly over the far side of the goaltender's shoulder to make it 3-1 Vegas. William just scoring beautiful goals in this game. Both of them. That was incredible. I could not believe what I was watching. Those are the 2 of the sexiest goals I've seen this year. And then Vegas holds on. We actually get an empty net goal from Jack Eichel to close out this game, and it's 4-1 Vegas win against the Ottawa Senators. Lost to St. Louis, lost to San Jose, but then we come back and we win against Arizona, and we overtime lose against Edmonton, and then we win back-to-back against Vancouver and Ottawa. So we're on a 4-game point streak again. You know, what could go wrong? Let me just get my second hot dog first. In fact, I don't need this rest of the video, so this is just going down. This game against the Seattle Kraken, Phil Kessel scores a goal in this game. I'm just gonna start with this because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it. Not good. Not good. Chicken and pork hot dogs are not as good as the beef ones. Vegas did not start on time for this home game at all. Seattle comes out and plays really, really well, and they are doing extremely well, and I believe the Seattle Kraken make the playoffs this year. And that's gonna be super fun to have expansion team against this expansion team. The 2 newest teams go head to head against each other in the playoffs if it happens, and you know, all storylines that'll happen if Seattle ends up beating us like they did tonight. But they played a full game. Vegas very much did not. Ryan Donato, who scored in that first game that the Seattle Kraken ever played, I think he got the first goal for them. And he opens scoring here 3 minutes in. And then I think their best goal scorer to ever play for them, Andrei Burakovsky, comes in, and he gets another one to make it 2-0 Seattle. Nick Waugh on the power play 2 minutes after Burakovsky's goal gets one, and that's fun. That was great. That was 2-1, like that. Great. And then Phil Kessel comes in, makes it 2-2, and he gets, this is hot dog number 4 for Phil Kessel this year because he scored 4 goals so far this year, and that's great. $1.5 million, that's great. Seattle starts the second period on time. Burakovsky gets the second of the game. And I did say it's like their greatest goal scorer ever, and he's not on pace for that. I think he's only got 7 so far this season, but like the way that he scores goals, man, the way he plays is just fantastic and a really, really good pickup for them. Jordan Eberle gets another one to make it 4-2 Seattle, and Vegas just can't get another one past, I think we were playing against Grubauer. This is Seattle's first win against Vegas ever, and so hats off to you. Hope it doesn't happen again this season. We don't see them again until April 11th, so you know, is what it is. And then back-to-back games. So our next game, the next day, tonight, well, I guess yesterday since it's 12:30, against the Vancouver Canucks. I ordered the new reverse retro, but it hasn't come in yet because I'm getting it customized and that takes time. So I'm gonna stick with this for now because, hey, we debuted the reverse retros in the worst game of the season so far. Vancouver goes up 5-0 in this game, and we get one back in the end from Marchessault, and I'm sorry, Spencer Martin, for ruining your shutout, honestly, because this game sucked from the Vegas Golden Knights, and it was just really, really bad. Logan Thompson was doing everything he could at first, and the defense just was not helping at all. Brock Besser, JT Miller, Elias Pettersson, Kuzmenko, Bo Horvat. Bo Horvat was above the breeder to end the second period, so like, and here's the thing, bad losses are gonna happen to any team in the regular season and to any team in any season, the postseason. It's gonna happen, but that doesn't stop me from genuinely feeling sorry for anyone who paid money to go and see that live, or to anyone who watched the entire thing, because why on earth would you do that during this game that was so bad? I mean, I love hockey, and it's the greatest sport run by a meh league, and it's just, holy cow, that was hard to watch. Maybe it's because we were playing against Vancouver, who have similar looking jerseys, and they were like, oh, this is just practice scoring against, ourselves, and then they just were at ease and were able to just do whatever they wanted on the ice, and Vegas wasn't ready for it. The third period was our best period, again, and it was not good at all. We had 2 fights. Jonathan Marchessault almost had a Gordie Howe hat trick. He had 2/3 of a Gordie Howe hat trick, which you're thinking, oh, it was only 5-1. You mean Marchessault fought? And then Kolazar fought right after him, and so they're buddy-buddy in the penalty box together, just chatting, have a good old thing on life, and Jonathan Marchessault gets one in the end. I have nothing else to say about this game. That was trash. Overall, this stretch of games since I went to the Fortress, Vegas is 3-4-1, which, we're still 3rd in the league. Our winning percentage is still 3rd in the league, guys. Like, this is great. Yeah, maybe I cursed us by going to the Fortress, but yeah, I'm ready to move forward, and hopefully the next video is a more positive one. We did have 3 wins here, and they were solid wins against the Coyotes, the Senators, and the Canucks. None of them went to the playoffs last year. Phil Kessel scored 2 goals in this stretch, so that's, okay, seriously. Hats off to Will Carrier. He scored 4 goals in 4 games in this stretch. His career high for a season high, that was worded poorly, is 9. And he's at 7 so far this season, including a freaking amazing goal. I hope he continues his pace and has a career-shattering year. Other things that stand out, Eichel is phenomenal. Petro's putting up a silently solid season. He was a point a game for a good portion of this. I don't think he is anymore. Yeah, nope, that's pretty much it. But that was the last 9 games, 8 games. Oh man, as much as I want Phil Kessel to get a hat trick this season, I am not looking forward to eating 3 hot dogs in one video. We had Hockey Fights Cancer, we had the Military Appreciation Day, it was Veterans Day, I have my poppies somewhere put away, I should have worn it. Alec Martinez is on pace to break the block shots record of a single season, and that's it. Thank you all for watching. Games 16 through 23. Nightly review. Have a good night.